Michael, what's today's audio topic?
Today's about the SMSL DAC SUX that came back from repair.
So the SUX got fixed.
Seems there was trouble at Chinese customs, so it took forever to reach the dealer, Shenzhen Audio. I'd almost given up hope that the SUX would ever come back.
But it came back. How long did the repair take?
The SUX broke down in September, and the repair finished in December, so it took 3 months total.
What kind of trouble happened at customs?
I don't know. We shipped the SUX from Japan to Shenzhen Audio in China, and it arrived at Chinese customs 5 days later. Then it sat at customs for a month and a half, so something definitely went wrong. I was concerned why the SUX wasn't clearing customs, but once it reached China, the responsibility fell to the recipient, Shenzhen Audio. So there was nothing I could do. If it couldn't clear customs, the SUX might have been disposed of. I wanted to avoid that, so I waited for the SUX to clear customs while exchanging emails with the person in charge at Shenzhen Audio.
I see.
I exchanged over 20 emails with the Shenzhen Audio representative. It finally arrived at Shenzhen Audio a month and a half later. Then it took another month and a half to repair it and send it back to Japan. The SUX finally came back.
Was the SUX properly repaired?
The issue with the SUX was that it wouldn't recognize PCM signals. After the repair, it recognized PCM signals without any issues.
That's good to hear. Still, it was a real hassle having a faulty device from an overseas seller.
Yeah, if it had been domestic, even if it broke, it would have been much easier to get it repaired. Because it was overseas, shipping took time, and it ended up taking 3 months to get back to me.
Buying overseas products as an individual carries a lot of risk.
True, but I buy all kinds of gear, and there's just not much I want that's available domestically in Japan. So inevitably, I end up wanting overseas products, especially cheaper Chinese ones.
Guess that's just how it is for audiophiles.
Well, I figure you just have to accept the risk of things breaking down. Plus, this whole thing showed me that even if gear breaks, repairs are possible. It just takes time. So yeah, I'll keep buying Chinese products.
Did you have to pay for the repair?
I just bought the SUX. Equipment purchased from Shenzhen Audio comes with a 1-year warranty. So the repair itself was free, but I covered the shipping cost from Japan to China. Shipping back from China to Japan was free. The only cost was the shipping to China. Anyway, let's wrap up the repair talk and get to the main topic.
What's today's main topic?
Today we're comparing the SMSL DAC D200 I bought when the SUX broke down with the SUX itself.
So it's a DAC comparison. Master wants to hear about the DAC comparison too, right?
Yes, I want to hear it.
What's different between the two DACs?
The major difference is the DAC chip. The SUX uses 2 of ESS's top-tier DAC chips, the ES9039 Pro. In contrast, the D200 uses one of Rome's entry-level DAC chips, the BD34352 EKV.
So they're different classes of DAC chips?
Exactly. That's why the prices are quite different too. The SUX is $999, while the D200 is $319.
That's a big price difference. With such a gap, does the sound quality differ too?
The sound quality is quite different between the two. I was surprised how much the sound could vary just from the DA converter.
I see. What equipment did you use?
The music source was Amazon Music, the network streamer was LinkPlay's WM Ultra, the power amp was SMSL's PA400, and the speakers were B&W's 805D4. I compared the SUX and D200 DACs.
What are the spec sheets for both units?
Here are the spec sheets. Since they're from the same manufacturer, they share many components. The USB controller, supported frequencies, and clock circuitry are identical. The difference is that the SUX uses separate linear power supplies for the digital and analog sections. Additionally, the SUX has more input terminals. The D200 only has optical, coaxial, and USB. The SUX adds AES and I2S to these.
So the SUX is the more serious DAC, huh?
That's right. The SUX has higher expandability. Both units have only a small display and volume control on the front panel. The SUX looks like it has a large display, but the actual display area is narrow and not much different from the D200.
Since both have volume controls, can they be used as preamps?
That's right. Since the volume is variable, you can connect directly from the DAC to a power amp. Both have RCA and XLR outputs. Only the D200 has a clock input.
The D200 is cheaper yet has an external clock input.
Maybe because the D200 is the newer model? I'm not sure about that part. To take advantage of the D200's clock input, I previously introduced a clock generator.
What were the results?
Using an external clock with just the D200 alone didn't change the sound at all. My experience shows that external clocks are useful for synchronizing multiple devices. For SNR, the SUX has 135 dB for XLR and 128 dB for RCA, while the D200 has 123 dB for XLR and 121 dB for RCA, so the SUX is higher. Both have very low THD and high performance. The chassis size is 250 by 50 by 230 mm for the SUX and 187.5 by 40 by 154 mm for the D200, with the SUX being slightly larger. The weight is 2.7 kilograms for the SUX and 1.2 kilograms for the D200. The SUX feels solidly heavy.
Why is the SUX bigger?
It's because it has a larger power supply circuit, 2 DAC chips, and more input terminals. The SUX is larger and heavier due to its more complex circuitry. It's also the only one with a heat sink for thermal management.
They're both DA converters, but they have many internal differences. How do they actually sound?
The SUX delivers extremely high resolution, clear sound quality. I think it's the highest quality sound I've ever experienced. In contrast, the D200 has a mellow sound. You could say it's easy on the ears. However, compared to the SUX, its resolution is inferior. I feel the freshness of the sound is diminished.
So it's really the difference in DAC chips?
Yeah, the SUX uses ESS's top-tier DAC chip, while the D200 uses Rome's budget DAC chip. Rome does have a higher-end chip, the BD34302 EKV. That might sound even better. But I haven't used it myself, so I can't say for sure.
The SUX uses 2 ES9039 Pro chips, right? Does it sound different from products with just one DAC chip?
I used a product with a single ES9039 Pro before. Compared to that, the SUX has better left-right separation. So I think there's value in using separate DAC chips for each channel.
The price difference between the two is huge, but is the SUX worth the extra cost?
Even the entry-level D200 sounds perfectly fine. From the perspective of listening fatigue, the D200 is perfectly adequate. However, the SUX, costing more than double, offers the major appeal of high resolution. Considering this appeal, the SUX's price becomes justifiable. Well, I guess it comes down to how much you're willing to spend on a DAC.
Which one are you using, Michael?
I'm using the SUX. I prefer the sound of the SUX, which really showcases the characteristics of ESS's DAC chip.
So even from the same manufacturer, the sound of a DA converter can change significantly depending on the chip used, huh? Master, wasn't it interesting today comparing two DA converters with different DAC chips?
Yes, interesting.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel.